Hi, boys and girls. Today for Reader's Workshop, you're going to have the chance to sit back, relax, and enjoy a read aloud. A read aloud is when the teacher reads you a story and might make some comments or ask you some questions to make you think about what's happening in the story, but your job is to just enjoy the book and follow along. Today's story is over 100 years old. It was originally written by Marjorie Williams. This is a shorter version of her original book, and it is called The Velveteen Rabbit. And since it's so old, maybe your grandparents have heard of this story, or your great-grandparents, or even your great-great-grandparents, because this story has been around for a while. Here we go. The Velveteen Rabbit by Marjorie Williams and illustrated by Judith Sutton. There once was a Velveteen Rabbit, and in the beginning, he was really splendid. He was fat and bunchy. His coat was brown and white, and his ears were lined with pink sateen. On Christmas morning, he sat wedged in the top of the boy's stocking, with a sprig of holly between his paws. For at least 2 hours, the boy loved him. And then, in the excitement of looking at all the new presents, the Velveteen Rabbit was forgotten. Boys and girls, maybe you can make a text-to-self connection there. Maybe there's been a time where you got a new toy and you were very excited about it, but soon afterwards, it wasn't that exciting anymore. That's what's happening to the Velveteen Rabbit. For a long time, the Velveteen Rabbit lived in the toy cupboard of the nursery. He was naturally shy, and some of the more expensive toys snubbed him. The mechanical toys were very superior, and they pretended they were real. Even the jointed wooden lion put on airs. Only the Skin Horse was kind to the Velveteen Rabbit. We see the Skin Horse here, boys and girls, on the right side. The Skin Horse was very wise, and he had lived longer in the nursery than any of the other toys. He knew that nursery magic is very strange and wonderful, and only those playthings that are very old and experienced can understand it. "What is real?" the rabbit asked the Skin Horse one day. "Does it mean having things that buzz inside you and a stick-out handle?" "Real isn't how you are made," said the Skin Horse. "It's a thing that happens to you. It takes a long, long time. That's why it doesn't often happen to toys that break easily or who have sharp edges or have to be carefully kept. When a child really loves you, then you become real." "I suppose you are real?" asked the rabbit. The Skin Horse smiled. "The boy's uncle made me real many years ago," he said. "And once you are real, you can't become unreal again. It lasts for always." The rabbit sighed. He thought it would be a long time before this magic thing called real happened to him. Boys and girls, I'm making a text-to-world connection between this story and Toy Story because we have talking toys. One evening when the boy was going to bed, he couldn't find the toy dog that always slept with him, so Nana gave him the Velveteen Rabbit instead. That night and for many nights after, the Velveteen Rabbit slept in the boy's bed. Boys and girls, maybe you have a stuffed animal that you take to bed at night. You could make that text-to-self connection here on this page. At first, the rabbit found it rather uncomfortable. Then he grew to like it, for the boy made nice tunnels for him under the bedclothes. The boy said they were like the burrows the real rabbits lived in. And when the boy dropped off to sleep, the rabbit would snuggle down under the boy's warm little chin and dream. And so time went on. The little rabbit was so happy that he never noticed how his beautiful velveteen fur was getting shabbier. Boys and girls, shabbier means it's starting to wear away. And his tail was coming unsewn, and all the pink was rubbing off his nose where the boy kissed him. When spring came, the rabbit had rides in the wheelbarrow, picnics on the grass, and fairy huts built just for him under the raspberry bush. And once, when the boy was called away suddenly and the rabbit was left out on the lawn until long after dusk, Nana had to go and look for him because the boy couldn't sleep unless he was there. "Fancy all that fuss for a toy," said Nana. The boy sat up in bed. "He isn't a toy," he said. "He's real." When the little rabbit heard that, he was happy, for he knew that what the Skin Horse had said was true at last. He was a toy no longer. He was real. The boy himself had said so. And boys and girls, we're going to stop here for a minute and pick up the reading in the next video.